Most spiritual creatives feel like they're not really good with systems and processes. They believe that they're either bad at creating them or bad at following them, and they will say that. Just yesterday, actually, I heard this from a client, which is what inspired this video. She said to me, I don't like having processes because I'm not good at creating them and I can't follow them and they never work for me. And I remember having a conversation like this just a while back with another creator who said to me, I don't want to have a process because I like to just trust. I like to trust people who lean on a process just can't trust themselves or they can't trust the universe or whatever. And I was like, hold on a second. You have a process for everything that you do on a day to day basis. You have a process for how you brush your teeth. You have a process for how you cook a meal. You have a process for how you have processes for all these little things that you don't think about. And this is the thing about processes is that you have to do something over and over and over and over and over, and then it becomes a process. Or rather, you extract the process, hopefully, from it. And this is a natural thing to do because that's literally what nature does. When something is being done over and over, there's a process that gets extracted so that it becomes easier for you and there's less friction to follow the steps that will get you from point A to point Z. So it's not so much that we are not good at creating processes, it's that we haven't done the thing often enough to know what the skeleton, what the process is. Now, when I was talking with this gentleman, the creator who said he likes to trust the universe and doesn't want to have a processes when working with his clients, what I said to him was this: there's a difference between a process and a framework. I am all for not putting your clients through a cookie cutter process. That doesn't work. Okay, having one template and making everybody go through it through the meat grinder and hoping that they would all come out on the other side doing well does not work generally, especially when you're creating a brand of full self expression. But what does work is having a framework. And most people who are in a similar stage in a business actually usually struggle with similar things. So if you're helping a group of people with similar problems, there are similar things that are holding them back. This is evident in my group program right now where everybody has very similar challenges. They are all distracted, have a lot on their plates. They have very complicated marketing and business programs. They are trying to do too many things at once. And they're holding themselves back in different ways, and there are a few other things. And so the solution is pretty similar. It's not the same process, but it's the same framework. And the difference is that a framework has a broader set of guidelines that you can say, okay, if a person is not creating content because they're afraid, one of the first things you want to do is make them create content consistently, even if it's not great quality, because first they have to get going before they get good. So these are different multiple processes under a framework that when you're working with a problem over and over, you want to have a framework that guides your work. Otherwise, it's all over the place. Also, having a framework is kind of like an accordion where you can, whenever you learn new knowledge, you expand your skill set, you know where to fit it within this thing that extends and collapse instead of having, having knowledge all over the place, skills all over the place, and also practices all over the place that don't work well together. It saves you time, it saves you energy, it makes sure that the client gets what they need, and you make sure that you're improving on what you're doing. So, in short, you need a framework. In my opinion, I wouldn't run a business without a framework. And you need a set of processes for the little things that you do on a day to day basis. And it's not that you are good or bad at processes or you can or can't follow them. It's that you have to do something enough times to create a process around it, and then you have to keep the process as simple as possible, because if you overcomplicate it, you're not going to be able to stick with it. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about this or comments or your own experience, feel free to share it wherever you're seeing this, and I'll see you tomorrow.